Hi everybody, I am Jen and I am with Jen's Crop and Card Shop. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator and I'm here to show you how to make some cards using our Hello Ladybug stamp set. That's this guy with this punch. And we are going to make a really cute little card. Okay, so what you're gonna need excuse me, is black cardstock, some kind of red cardstock. I'm using Sweet Sorbet, and then black and white gingham. You can use any color gingham. This is from our gingham pack of paper, which I want to say it's Gingham Cottage. Let me get you the actual name. I should have had that written down. Yes, Gingham Cottage. It's actually a pretty thick pack, and it has all different colors. And there's a big print and then a small print on the other side. So you get multiple colors or multiple pieces of each color, so you don't have to worry about, you know, having the hard time. I know I always have a hard time with double-sided paper because I'm never sure which side I want to use. But the good thing about the paper packs is you usually get multiple pieces of the same color, so you can use the front or the back. Okay, so you can actually do the front or the back for this card as well. I am going to use, maybe I'll switch it up this time. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so you'll need that, and then of course our Hello Ladybug stamp set and the Hello Ladybug, the Ladybug Builder Punch. And then I'm using an It's Your Special Day sentiment that I'm taking from the Sweet Songbirds collection, but if you have another sentiment, you can use whatever sentiment you want. And then I have some dimensionals as well as a rectangle die cut that I'm going to use to cut out the little piece for the sentiment. Okay, so first things we're going to do is measurements. This piece, 4 and I want to say 1/4, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, so it folds this way, so it's an open like this card. And then that's the black piece. Then this red Sweet Sorbet is 3, oh, I should probably use a ruler and not this thing, about 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yeah, 3 1/4 by 5 1/2 on that guy. And then this one is 3 by 5 1/2. Okay, so I am using, first thing I'm going to do is punch out my ladybugs, and I'm going to punch out 4 ladybug bodies from the black. And I like to flip it so I can kind of see where we're working with here. Oh, it flipped somewhere. I don't know where it went. We'll find it in a minute. Actually, let's do this. That way we don't waste paper. Oh, look at me trying to do this on camera. There's one. Where did the other one go? There's 2. All right, so we need 4 ladybug bodies. I love this punch because you can get the wings and the body, and I'll show you which pieces they coordinate with in the stamp set. Okay, so there's my body. Then we're going to take the Sweet Sorbet again, and we're going to use that to cut out 4 sets of wings. So we're done with that. Just move these little pieces over to the side. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is take our stamp set, our Hello Ladybug stamp set, and the punch actually corresponds with this one and this one. Now, you don't have to stamp this, obviously, when you cut it out of the paper. I'm just going to stamp the wings, and I'm actually going to use this piece right here that's just the dots. And I'm going to get my block, which is somewhere here. Okay. So just put your stamp set on your acrylic block and then ink it, and then we'll stamp the little dots onto the red wings. Okay, and I am using just a generic black because I don't for some reason have a Stampin' Up black stamp set or stamp pad for some reason. I don't know why. So then this one's just gonna go this way, and then it's probably gonna stick. So then you've got your cute little ladybug dots. I'm gonna do that 4 times. And you don't have to rock your stamp, just press down and pull off. And you'll get your perfect little dots. Same thing with this guy. And dots. I love how easy this is. I mean, Stampin' Up really couldn't make it any easier to make cards once you've done a few, because everything coordinates. You've got stamp sets that come with matching dies, you've got stamp sets that come with matching punches. They really make it so that it's super simple to do. And absolutely, if you need help picking out an item or a product, or you're interested in this project but you're not sure where to get started, definitely reach out to me and I am more than happy to help you out. Let me just double check my sample, make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, then we need the white cardstock because we're going to use, I'll clean my stamp later. We're going to use the leaf, and we're going to stamp that on white paper, and we're going to use Parakeet Party, which is this really pretty, I don't want to say lime green, it's more like a kiwi green, maybe a little lighter than a kiwi green. It's not quite apple, I'd say it's probably more like a kiwi green. So we're just going to ink up our punch, and I think that's good, but let's make sure we've got decent coverage ink-wise. I think that's good. Okay. Then we're going to just, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm trying to make it so that you can see. We're going to punch that right there, press down. Like I said, don't rock your stamp, just press. And then you've got this cute little leaf, which we are going to give it a minute to dry. And actually, I'm going to cut out my little rectangle for my sentiment, which I should have done ahead of time, so I didn't have to move all this stuff out of the way, but it is what it is. Okay. I'm gonna move my coffee, and yes, it's I don't even know what time, and I'm drinking coffee, so I am like always drinking coffee. Okay, so I'm using my Big Shot to cut out my little deckled rectangle. So this is, where is it? Oh, what did I do with it? Here it is. Okay, so this is our deckled rectangle stamp set. It kind of has the impression of torn paper, and I am going to use the, let's say it's the smallest one. So I am using the smallest of the rectangles, and I'm going to use some sweet sorbet cordstock. And we're gonna put this, when you do your dies, you always want to make sure that the impression, the pattern is facing down so that you get the pattern. And you're not gonna see this because my Big Shot is not in a good place to move it, so we're just gonna do this real quick. Okay. Once we have all the pieces, then we can assemble. Okay, so here is my little rectangle, and I'm going to use black ink to stamp my sentiment on there. So I'm going to take my leaf off of there. I'll clean my stamps. I said I'm going to clean my stamps later. And then I'm using the It's Your Special Day sentiment from the Sweet Songbirds collection. But as I said, if you have a different sentiment, you can definitely use that. Whatever your heart desires will work. Okay, so I am using just this, as I said, generic black ink. And we're going to be careful because I kind of inked the edge. So as I said, you don't want to rock your stamp. Just press it down. I'm going to do it in the center, and hopefully, there we go. So there we go, we've got that in there. And now we can assemble. Actually, we're going to cut the green leaf out first, and then we're going to assemble. Now this guy doesn't have a die, so we're just going to cut a little bit around the edge, and I'll try to do this relatively quickly without messing it up. And I just get as close. I like to leave a little bit of a white on it, but if you wanted to cut all the way up against the green, you could definitely do that. I find it's a little easier to just leave a little bit of the white. Okay, done. And I'm not taking credit for the design of this card. I did find this card on Pinterest. Pinterest is, if you've known, addicting, number one. But it's also a great place to find inspiration to use a specific stamp set if you're not sure what kind of card you're looking to make. You can find tons of ideas on Pinterest. I tend to have a Pinterest problem, but as I make my cards, I will upload them to Pinterest. Because I think it's nice to share the wealth, because I get my ideas from Pinterest, so I'd like to be able to share my ideas on Pinterest too. Okay, we're gonna kind of round out that corner because it's kind of sharp. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got that cut out. Okay, now we can assemble. So first things first, I'm going to take a piece of, I better close this before I get ink all over myself. Okay. I'm going to take a piece of white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm just going to put that on the inside. And you can use tape runner, you can use glue, whatever works for you. I am going to use, I don't know if this glue is going to cooperate. Let's see. Nope. Nope, that one's not going to cooperate. I like that glue because of the tip, but it tends to clog. So, okay, let's use this one instead. Okay, so I'll just put this down here, and that will be the first. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do, just to get that out of the way. And then we can attach our cardstock to the front. Okay. And then once we do that, we'll assemble our butterflies. So center that on the black. This is a little long, so I might end up trimming this when we're done. So there's that one. And then we can, now I have to decide if I want to do, I think we'll do the bigger one this time. And I'll show you the card that I did with the smaller, using the smaller gingham when I'm done this one. So we'll use the big gingham this time. And we're gonna center that on the red. And again, this might need to be trimmed. It's a little long at the bottom. I'll take care of that when I'm done. Okay, actually I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna trim this little edge off. It's just slightly longer than I was going for. Okay, that's better. Get that out of the way. So then we have this guy, and then we need to assemble our butterflies, our ladybugs. So ladybug, and we're just gonna attach with a little bit of glue. Like right around the neck area. And the one thing I will say about liquid glue over tape is you get a little bit of time, a little bit more leeway to like move it around to get it perfect. With the tape runner, as much as I love tape runners because sometimes they just make things easier, they're not as messy as glue. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. And trying to pull it up, you end up with tears in your paper, and who wants that? So glue is definitely a little better if you need to move things to get them perfect. And this glue, oops, this needs to actually be moved up a smidge. There we go. Okay, that's two. And then I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, but I also wanted to do enough that you could easily follow along to make these yourself. And like I said, I'll actually link my blog post for this card, and I'll also link the shopping list in my description, so you can see what supplies I used. And I mean, the stamp set you can use over and over again. That paper pack has like 48 sheets of paper in it, so it's definitely one that you'll have for a while. And you don't need anything special. Even if you just wanted to stamp your ladybugs, you could just stamp your ladybugs instead. Okay, so first I'm going to go back to my inside, and I'm going to glue down a ladybug. Try to get the antennae so they don't flip up on you. Okay, and I'm just gonna glue one of my ladybugs right there in the corner. And I'm going to wipe the excess glue off of there because I don't want it to stick. All right, so then I'm gonna do this. just so it doesn't stick while it dries. Okay, so then we need our ladybugs. We'll put our leaf on first. So we're gonna put the leaf like maybe right there, maybe a little bit of an angle. Just get some glue. Grab our ladybugs, and you can do this however you want. Now when I did it, I put dimensionals on 2 of them, and then I put the other one flat. So I did the top and bottom one with dimensionals, and I did the other one, the middle one, flat. So we'll do that one that direction, and then we'll grab this one and oops. Then we'll grab this guy and we'll put him this direction. And then the other one, actually I think I'm going to do dimensionals on this one too. Since the leaf is flat, I'll do dimensionals on this guy too. Just to give it some dimension. And then we'll put him right there. And then we're going to take our sentiment and we'll glue that down, and then I'll show you how we'll do a little bit of an extra just to finish it off. So we're going to put this right here, and I'm going to do it so it's right up against the edge of the card. Just glue that down there, and then we're going to attempt to make a bow. Now I don't know, I never remember if I'm doing this right. So if you've never made a bow with a fork, I find it's easier to make them with the smaller bows. So we're going to come around and do this, I think, and then I think, let's see, did I do that right? And I think now we tie. Like I said, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I usually have to end up watching the video again. Yeah, that's definitely not right. All right, let's see if we can do it by hand. Actually, it was pretty close. Okay. All right, so ignore my attempt at a fork bow. I did a ton of them for another card that I made. You would think I would remember how to do it when I pick up the fork, but I don't. So I'm going to attempt to do it by hand and see how we make out. Okay, so that's actually not that bad. So we'll trim this a little bit. This is actually baker's twine that I just used, red baker's twine. And then we'll glue a little bow. You could glue it if you wanted to glue it. You could also use a glue dot if you had glue dots handy. A mini glue dot would be perfect, but I don't have any glue dots handy, so we're just going to use a little dab of glue and hope it holds. And then we'll press that down like that. Okay. Hopefully it will hold. Okay, I think that's how I attach the other one. Yeah, I glued the other one on too, so. Okay, so there we go. There's your adorable little gingham ladybug card. Super cute, and I will show you. I also made this one, which is the same except for I did the smaller gingham, and the bow is the little tails on the bow are a little longer too, but it's the same otherwise, white with the ladybug on the inside as well. So that is just one way that you can make adorable cards out of these ladybug cards. And you can really use these for any occasion, birthday, just a thinking of you kind of card. Any occasion would work, just depending, you know, if you have a different sentiment. Like the Sweet Songbirds has like a congratulations sentiment, and you've got something to celebrate. So happy you're here. A little note of thanks, a little bird told me. So that's really cute. The ladybug one doesn't have a sentiment. I think it has a couple. The ladybug one has, oh, may your greatest wish come true. My friend, hello, it's a good day, and you can bug me anytime, which is really cute. I think I need to use that one. Anyway, I have a few more cards that I'm going to do tutorials for with this set, and then I will move on to another set. I have lots of sets of cards, or lots of stamp sets I should say, to show you how to use, and then we'll be getting into some Halloween and other holiday cards as my supplies arrive for those. I do have some Christmas stamp sets right now, but I'm actually going to finish up making the videos for this Hello Ladybug set. So again, Hello Ladybug and these adorable little cards. And as I said, I have a bunch of other cards that I made with this set that I'll make tutorials for those too. All right, so that is it for today. Stay tuned to see more with this set. Have a great day.